Good morning, all of you. We are going to do the last part of this chapter, 20 minutes with Mrs. Oakentup. Let's begin.
Read the text very carefully. All the important parts are marked in blue. At the end, there will be a brief summary and analysis of the text.
Okay, so in the previous lecture, we stopped at the point where she said that she has taken the punishment, and the man replied afterwards that she had no option regarding it. Then she continues. She's had her punishment. I'm not I'm not trying to excuse her. I'm not saying it wasn't criminal folly on her part to drive as she did, but she had her punishment. She has not. Her punishment is coming to her. A few months in prison for crushing an innocent woman and child to death. And when you meet this Mrs. Oakentup, what do you propose to do? I shall kill her. Kill her? No, you can't do that. I haven't quite made up my mind how. I want to do it in the most painful way. Now, this is again teasing of this Mrs. Oakentup indirectly. She said that she wants to make it clear that she already got her punishment. Whatever she did, it was a criminal folly. Folly means mistake, and she had committed that, but she also got her punishment. So this man replied that few months of prison, is it enough? Her punishment is coming to her now. And she says that when you are going to meet Mrs. Oakentup, what do you propose to do? Because she has clear idea that this man is going to punish her for whatever she has done. I shall kill her. He said it very calmly and very bluntly. That means his plan was ready. He was going to kill her perfectly. She wildly going crazy. Kill her? No, you can't do that. I haven't quite made up my mind how. I want to do it in the most painful way. Now look, the way he's teasing कि मैंने अभी सोचा नहीं है कि कैसे मैं उसको मारूंगा, लेकिन हाँ, तकलीफ दे तो जरूर होगा. The pain he has suffered, he wants to make her suffer, and with all these dialogues and intentions, he is doing that. He is making it, purposefully painful for her. All the conversation. Will you give her any warning? Naturally, she will know why she is being punished. Of course, she already knows that why she is going to be punished. With all this conversation, it meant to be like that. Remember that Monte Cristo's dialogue that eye for an eye. This is what he's doing. That until and unless your enemy knows what is going to happen to that person, it is useless. Shooting somebody dead over there without letting them know that what is their crime is useless in a way if you want to make your punishment very meaningful. After a pause, controlling herself with difficulty, so tomorrow morning you are going out to commit murder, to execute justice. See, according to him, it's justice. But I don't think I shall wait till tomorrow morning. I think I shall kill her tonight. Alarmed. Alarm यानी कि बिल्कुल खौफजदा होकर चौंक गई. Tonight? I may not have very much time. There is a long pause. He stares grimly at her and then away. She meets his glance in horror, but when he looks away, she pulls herself together. So he's playing with his gestures as well, looking at her meaningfully, threateningly, telling her that he's going to kill her tonight. That means the same night. She doesn't have that much chance, that much time left, and it's all the play of the mind that he wants to tease her to that extent that she will, come out with her own identity. But he is going to point it out, by the way. She brightly, but why tell me your plans in advance if I tell the police? I thought of that. Turns on her suddenly and advances malevolently. वो कहता है आई हैव थॉट ऑफ दैट, कहते हैं मैंने ये पहले से सोचा हुआ है, और फिर वो एकदम से मुड़ता है और उनकी तरफ बढ़ता है. शी shrinks back in terror and is about to scream, but his whole expression changes. He smiles cheerfully, stretches out his hand to the fire, and speaks in a friendly way. Our meeting is almost over. Was that a nice little story to pass the time? We could spend these 20 minutes in looking at each other, which would have been pleasant enough for me, but not much fun for you. So I thought I'd tell you a story to keep you amused. See how brilliantly he tricked her? Uh, of course, it is another way of teasing her, because he says that it's just a story to pass the time. But Mrs. Oakentup is now so much irritated that she will never take the words of the man. And she faintly almost बेहोशी हो रही थी उसके एक्शन से, क्योंकि वो एकदम से उससे आगे बढ़ता है थ्रेटनिंग के कि अभी शायद इसको मार देगा, लेकिन he starts warming his hands over there just to show कि मेरा तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं था, और हमें टाइम जब पास करना है 20 मिनट्स, so why not have a conversation. एक दूसरे को देखकर तो मेरा ही अच्छा टाइम गुजरता सिर्फ. Faintly recovering her composure, Yani coming back to her senses. How do you know I wanted to be amused? Amused means to be pleased, to be happy, to be, entertained gallantly. All ladies like to be amused. That's what men are for, to amuse the ladies. Between laughter and indignation, your idea of an amusing story is too violent for my taste. Of course, all of the story is telling is not the story, it's a fact-based story. And she has realized that this is what he actually meant. So, to do. So, this is not a story, but basically he's threatening her, smiling down at her. Confess to me that you loved it, that little shivers of delight were running up and down your spine all the time. No, I didn't enjoy it. You see, the story is partially true. There really is a Mrs. Judy Ockentop at Stainshope. I do know her. She did kill a woman and child in a motor accident driving fast for a bet. She did serve 18 months in prison. Now she is confirming all the facts that this part of your story is all true. He says, I know. As for the husband, you may be he for all I know. And then she tries to confirm, but not tries, but clearly confirms that you are the husband of that dead woman. He says, yes, I am. So, so everything is true about your story except that you have come here to kill Mrs. Ockentop with quite intensity. That's true too. Realizing that he's been playing with her, rising to her feet violently while because he was sitting. I can't stand this. I shall scream. Now it is out of her control. She can't take this verbal torture more. He, his back to the door. No one will hear you. If anyone does, he'll only take it for the wind. Listen. He moves slightly forward and still with his back to the door and his eyes fixed on hers, open it slightly. The screaming wind and the lashing rain confirm his words. He shuts the door again. Nothing you can do will save her if you try to give me away. He pulls a revolver from his pocket and points it at her. She recoils, यानी कि वो पीछे हट जाती है. There is a rattling at the door behind him, and he moves forward, pocketing the weapon but keeping his hands on it. He frowns threateningly at her as the porter pushes the door open and comes in. Hello, train signal. Train signal. Now, in this situation, in this whole situation, what is happening? कि the man has his back at the door, यानी कि वो पीट करके दरवाजे को खोलता है और मिसेस ऑकिंटैप को फेस कर रहा होता है. और वो कहते हैं कि देख लो बाहर कितनी तेज हवा की आवाज आ रही है. Nobody will hear what will happen inside. और फिर वो दरवाजा बंद करता है और उसके बाद उसके पास जो पिस्टल होती है वो निकाल के उनकी तरफ पॉइंट आउट करता है कि अगर तुमने ये चीज कंफर्म की कि मैं यहाँ पे किस इरादे से आया हूँ तो फिर तुम अपना अंजाम देख लो. वो डर के जो है पीछे हटती हैं और उसी मूवमेंट में क्या होता है कि पॉटर एकदम से, क्योंकि इस टाइम पे सिचुएशन टेंस हो जाती है, दे नीड टू ब्रेक दैट टेंशन. तो पॉटर एंट्री इज हियर. Potter opens the door from the other side and the man has its back, तो वो उसको खोलने तो देता है लेकिन वो मीनिंगफुली मिसेस ऑकिंटॉप को देख रहा होता है कि हरगिज कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं देना, क्योंकि उसके हाथ में पिस्टल होती है जो उसने छुपा ली होती है लेकिन उसके ऊपर हाथ उसने रखा हुआ होता है, जमाया हुआ होता है कि जैसे ये कोई कुछ हरकत करेंगी he is going to shoot her dead or at least threaten her at enough कि वो ये कर ना सकें. And then Porter, no sir, not yet sir, I have just come along to see that the express is running a bit late. It won't be until 9:05, so you needn't turn out in the rain yet a while. He politely, thanks for letting us know. Are you all comfy here? Yes. Quite, thank you. The porter turns to go out. So he is replying to Porter and wants to make him leave. And the porter informs them that the train is late. She, stepping forward, थोड़ी सी हिम्मत लेकर वो आगे बढ़ती है और कहती है Porter. And Porter pauses and looking around at her, oblivious of the man who behind his back is making warning gestures at her. Yes, love. So this is a way of Porter speaking, uh, he's addressing everyone with love and all. This is a local language. She, is there a restaurant car on the express? There is, love, but the staff is packed up and gone home before the express reaches here. Gone home? In a manner of speaking, love chuckles and goes out. Now, in a manner of speaking means that there's a lot of rain going outside. They must be inside their own compartments and offices, or maybe have left, but that's why they won't be available in the express train. That's why he says in a manner of speaking, like literally it is not like that, but maybe they are not going to be there available for them. Chuckles and goes out. He's stepping swiftly to the door and putting his back to it. So we have 5 more minutes. She desperately, what do you propose to do with them? It's just the amount of time I need for killing you. Now he just let it out because Mrs. Ockentop is still hiding the identity, wants to hide her identity, but he knows that this is enough. This is the time to reveal that he already knows that she is Mrs. Ockentop. It's just the amount of time I need for killing you. वो कहते हैं मेरे लिए तो इतना ही वक्त काफी है तुम्हें मारने के लिए. So all with this dramatic dialogues of the men, now you are going to see Mrs. Ockentop's quick reaction to it. Me? Yes, you, Mrs. G.D. Ockentop. Oh no, you can't mean that. I do mean it. Produces revolver and points it at her. You killed my wife and daughter. You took their lives and wrecked mine. Wreck means tabah kar dena. Haven't I the right to take yours? Yes, perhaps you have. But my punishment has been very bitter, more bitter than you can imagine. Meekly means very, very in a weak way. बहुत मिनमिनाते हुए वो कहती हैं Yes, perhaps you have. मतलब आपका intention बिल्कुल ठीक है, but my punishment has been very bitter, more bitter than you can imagine. Scornfully, a few months in a comfortable prison, go down on your knees and beg for your life. Now he says that कि ये एक आरामदेह जो तुमने प्रिजन में टाइम गुजारा है, क्या ये पनिशमेंट होती है? Go down on your knees and beg your life, यानी कि अपनी जिंदगी की तो भीख मांगो. You don't understand. That was only part of it. What do you suppose I thought of during those long months in prison? Bitterly of how soon you can get back to your cocktail parties, I expect. Now this could be the reality. All the time I had one picture in my mind, I swear to you, that I did not see them before the smash, but I saw them afterwards. You were spared that. But I see it always. You were spared यानी कि तुमने उनको नहीं देखा crushed bodies को, लेकिन मैंने देखा था. But I see it always. It is with me wherever I am and whatever I'm doing. I can see it now more vividly than you see. So she's saying that मैं उसको अभी भी अपने जहन में पूरा clearly देख सकती हूँ. That awful scene will haunt me as long as I live. That is my real punishment, to have ever before my eyes the picture of that I've done till I die. Look all the exclamation marks in her dialogues. That means she is screaming out all her agony in a dramatized manner. That she is suffering more. That jail was nothing, or what she's going through mentally is more than he could ever imagine, because that scene of accident comes in her mind again and again, and she has to live through all her life because of that. With that, often I think that I cannot bear it. Shrieks, I cannot bear it, hiding her face in her hands. Can you punish me more? Well, then she says that मैं ये बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकती, and then she's shrieking or hiding her face in her hands, that आई कांट बेयर इट, मैं इसको टॉलरेट नहीं कर सकती, ये मैं बर्दाश्त से बाहर है। और फिर कहते हैं अब इससे मजीद आगे आप मुझको पनिश करेंगे। he is that how you back for your life? Now he's putting a question. He is considering what she is saying right now, but this is how she's doing it. Half hysterical. No, I beg for my death. She claps her hands towards him. Kill me. Blot out that picture which is always before my eyes, which I cannot endure. Now, this is a very, sharp-minded person could do that, ask for the death. Of course, if she's going to do that with all the drama, this man will spare her life because that is more painful to live with if she was living with that memory of the accident. But if it is like that, then it was more painful. और वो जिंदगी भर इसको सहते रहे तो उस आदमी को और क्या चाहिए कि उसको मारने से तो अच्छा है कि ये सारी जिंदगी इसको सोच सोच के गुजारे, उसको तकलीफ मिलती रहे. Now after this thing, the man gets doubtful, with the situation has turned. She has dramatically replied all very keenly. Then he is considering it. Do you mean that to kill you would be a merciful यानी कि तुम्हारे लिए रहमदिली होगी तुमको मार देना? To allow to live would be my true revenge. वो एक क्वेश्चन पुट करता है, क्या तुम्हें हमेशा के लिए जिंदगी भर रहने देना ही एक रिवेंज होगा मेरे लिए? And then imploring, yes, yes, kill me. I mean, वो उसको ऑप्शन तो नहीं दे रही है, वो ये डायरेक्टली कहती है कि just kill me. Of course, she is answering him back that अगर तुम मुझे मार दोगी तो जाहिर बात है मेरे लिए रहमदिली का काम होगा. Lowering the revolver. I never thought of that. Desperately. But it's true. It's true. If you really hate me, condemn me to live. She kneels again. Condemn me to live यानी हमेशा के लिए मैं जिंदा छोड़ दो और अगर तुम्हें अपना बदला चाहिए तो. She kneels again, clasping his arms imploringly, but he pushes her away and she collapses on the floor sobbing. तो वो ये कहते हुए एकदम से ड्रामेटिक एक्शन करती हैं और वो नीचे गिर जाती हैं अपने घुटनों पे और उसके हाथ पकड़ लेती हैं और कहती हैं कि ये यही करो, यही सच है. और वो गुस्से में आकर उनको थोड़ा सा पुश करता है, वो पीछे गिर जाती हैं और रोने लगती हैं. Now that
Previous
crying
part,
and that
the man
all fake. Yes, you are right. I would be a It would be a greater punishment to live. वो कहता है कि yes, you are right. It would be a greater punishment to live. यानी तुम्हारा जिंदा रहना ही तुम्हारे लिए बहुत बड़ी punishment रहेगा. He puts on his hat and coat, pockets the revolver, and walks out, closing the door behind him. This is the point where he has decided to leave her live. uh, so that she can face that trauma again and again of the accident, and then his revenge would be taken. तो इस आदमी की judgment इस इनके dramatized section पे base करी. But that means he's a reasonable enough to understand situations and conditions. जो वो judgment चाह रहा था मिस हॉकिनटेप ने अपने इस रवैये से और इस तरह से उसको क्लियर कर ही दिया था कि वो काफी तकलीफ में है. लेकिन फिर हमेशा एक वन एक्ट प्ले में एक जो कॉन्सेप्ट होता है कि जो गलत शख्स होता है उसका अंजाम गलत ही होना होता है. The poetic justice has to be served. How can you leave a bad person alive or not without any punishment? So for the poetic justice, a twist always comes at the end from the main character herself or himself. Here there are two main characters और उन्हीं की एक sudden action से एक closure मिल जाता है हमें play का, and that serves as poetic justice. So here what happened afterwards, this is the end of the dialogue. He leaves. As soon as he is gone, she springs to her feet, turns to the door and puts her fingers to her nose at him. वो जैसे ही दरवाजा खोल के बाहर चला जाता है वो एकदम से खड़ी हो जाती हैं अपने पाँव पे और वो turns to the door, वो दरवाजे की तरफ मुड़ती हैं. एंड देन शी पुट्स हर फिंगर्स टू हर नोज यानी कि अपने नाक के ऊपर अंगूठा रखकर और उनको चढ़ाती हैं पीछे से कि जैसे कि मैंने तो बेवकूफ बना दिया. While she is standing thus, he opens the door suddenly, sees her, raises the revolver and fires. Now this is a split second decision he takes because this is enough from Mrs. Ockentip's side. The way she behaved at the end proves कि उनको कोई भी एक बिल्कुल कोई भी उनको अपनी गलती का एहसास ही नहीं है. this action of making fun of him at his back, that means कि ये सब बेकार है जो उन्होंने सब कुछ बातें की हैं, और उनके लिए इतना ही काफी था उस आदमी के लिए कि हाँ बस ये तो अब फैसला हो गया कि इनको इधर खत्म कर देना चाहिए क्योंकि ये तो है ही ऐसी. She falls dead. He pockets the revolver again, picks up his suitcase and hurries out. क्योंकि वो अपना सूटकेस लेने के लिए अंदर आया था, उनको चेक करने के लिए अंदर नहीं आया था. वो सूटकेस लेने के लिए अंदर आया था और उन्होंने ये सारा मंजर देख लिया और उनके लिए यही सब कुछ काफी था. उनको फिर और किस चीज का इंतजार होता. सारी जो बातें, सारा जो ट्रॉमा उसने दिया और लिया, सब कुछ सब बेकार था. At the end, what happened? Mrs. Ockentep proves herself to be a very shallow character and a very tricky and selfish person, and she deserved this punishment at the end. This is it.